Tamar Braxton went out with Funky DineVA to turn up for his birthday celebrations. But she's the one that ended up turned down in a pool of blood before it was all over with. What really happened? There's a lot of explaining that needs to happen.
Sharing that she Tamar Braxton details a terrifying near-death experience. The singer takes to Instagram on August 19th, sharing that she recently suffered a scary accident, explaining that the details are still murky. She writes, "I struggle to write this, but everyone keeps calling me, and honestly, I can't even really talk anymore. I'm so weak. I almost died Sunday. I was found in a pool of blood from my friend with a face injury." She adds, "As the days go by, the worse it is. I fractured my nose, lost some teeth and mobility."
Come on out the room.
So, with a lot of rumors swirling, Funky DineVA had to take to social media and explain his position. A lot of people are speculating that he had something to do with what happened to Tamar. Here's what he had to say about it.
Come on out the room. Y'all thought y'all was finna come in here and get a... Y'all think y'all finna come in here and get y'all an old messy ass recap of what the hell going on. Y'all want to know what all the hell going on, bitch. I want to know what's going on too, bitch. Okay, the lady got on the internet and said she almost died. I know y'all. I'm not high. I did take an edible. I actually want to get off the line because my boyfriend just got in town and he down there cooking, bitch. We having smothered pork chop. We have a smothered pork chop over yellow rice with what green we eating? What he said? With cabbage and...
Now this quote-unquote lady, Tamar Braxton, that turned up with you for your birthday was found in a pool of blood with her teeth knocked out and her nose broken, and she claims she has mobility issues. I don't know if her kneecaps were broken. And when you come on social media, Funky DineVA, to try to clear your name or clear the air, you're singing and talking about some smothered pork chops. What is going on? Something don't sound right to me with that. Maybe you're a little nervous.
Cornbread. Now listen. Let me just go ahead and get this out the way, okay, before we even get to the top of the show. I don't know what happened to the lady. Okay, for those of y'all that don't know, I'm talking about Tamar Braxton. I don't know what happened to the lady. We went out. What night that was? We went out. Saturday night. We went out Saturday night. We went to the Roof Chris. We ate. We had a good time. She was like, "Let's turn up for your birthday." We went down to the V12. Shouts out to Vinny and all the people at V12. That's the video y'all saw. Or whatever, with us walking in, them making a whole lot of noise. We left there. We all got in the car together. The car dropped us off at Tamar's house. I didn't go upstairs. I went to my car. I went and met James Knox at BJ Rooster, and I came home. The next day when I woke up, I had a text message from Tamar at 10 in the morning that said, "Can you give me Dr. Heavenly phone number?" I didn't think anything of it because people ask me for Dr. Heavenly phone number all the time. And it's typically when people have an emergency veneer situation. I did not think anything of it. People ask me for her number all the time. And then the next thing I know, folks is sending me this thing on the internet where the lady said she almost died and she was laying in a pool of blood. And I know some of y'all are going to be committed to thinking I'm lying, and y'all going to be committed to thinking I'm biased, and y'all are going to be committed to thinking I'm covering up something. And I promise you, I swear to God, on my mother, I don't know what happened. I honestly don't. I don't know what happened. And that's the God honest truth. Now, I know for some of y'all, that's not going to be good enough, but you're going to have to make it enough. I promise you, on Isaac's life, I don't know what happened. The lady ain't told me nothing. The lady just said she needed Dr. Heavenly phone number. So that's that on that. I hope we can put that to bed. I know what y'all know. I can give y'all a little more details. The lady did say, Q, I'm missing 4 teeth. And then I wrote back, I'm confused. So you just woke up and 4 of your teeth was missing, and the lady didn't respond. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with the lady mouth. That's all I know. If that ain't good enough for you, bitch, make it enough, okay?
Well, so that's Funky DineVA's version of all that he knows about what happened to Tamar. Tamar has made a statement that she doesn't even know what happened to her. I kind of believe Funky DineVA. I think that when they were through partying, they went to her house like he said, and he just got in his car and went on. Now, it would be interesting to see if there any surveillance footage or anything. Maybe she was too high and drunk, tripped and fell, bust her face. Maybe someone attacked her, but I think that unless there is some sort of video surveillance or something like that, it's just going to be one of those things where she was drunk and high, may have tripped and fell on her, maybe she had on heels, I don't know, but maybe she was drunk and high, tripped and fell, face planted, but she's saying she lost her mobility as well, so that's making me feel like somebody may have swung a bat or a crowbar on them kneecaps. I don't know. It seems like somebody knocked her in the face and did something to her legs. But, it's all speculation. But here's an interesting take from Storm Monroe on what he heard may be what is going on with just the negative energies and the negative vibes with Ms. Tamar Braxton.
Reason why she has essentially been out of her mind and hasn't been able to center and grind herself and the reason why she's having so much bad luck in her life is because she's caught up with a really bad spiritualist or witch. That's basically the best. I mean, y'all would call them a witch, but basically a really, really bad spiritualist.
Witch doctor. 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 Witch doctor.
Now it's making me curious. When her teeth were knocked out, did she find her teeth on the ground or were they missing?
Tamar uses the same spiritualist that Jennifer Lewis used to use, and as well as Tiffany Haddish. And you guys don't know this, but I can tell y'all that anybody that is involved with this spiritualist tends to either have near-death experiences or they have money problems or legal problems. Okay, so with Jennifer Lewis, if y'all remember a while back, she had that accident in Africa where she almost died. And guess what? She was dealing with that spiritualist at the time, which I cannot name. Even Tiffany Haddish, when she was caught drunk behind the wheel, and then she ended up being caught again, but I think she was either drunk or high behind the wheel. she was dealing with that spiritualist, all right? But since those incidents, both Jennifer and Tiffany got hip to what was going on, and they got away from that spiritualist, all right? And I know y'all may be like, well, what do a spiritualist got to do with her ended up in a pool full of blood and being beat up? Here's what y'all don't understand. When you start dealing with magic, when you start dealing with work, right? You're manipulating free will, you're manipulating your destiny, but you're also using spirits to do what you want them to do, right? And there are consequences to which there are consequences for everything in the spirit world, and you have to be careful about who you use to do your work, because if that person is not clean, if that person has a lot of demons, then they're going to put them on you. I don't know why the deities that Tamar and Jennifer Lewis's and Tiffany Haddish, former spiritualists, I don't know why the deities don't like this person. I don't know what it is. If I had to make an assumption, I would say that he or she most likely like made some kind of like agreement with a dark entity, and in exchange to save like the spiritualist life, they use their clients as sacrificial lambs. Okay, because there are certain deities that require, well, pretty much all those deities require sacrifices, but you know, some of them require fruit.
These demons do not want no fucking fruit and honey. They want sacrifice. Okay, that just is something to lead stupid, naive people into the rabbit hole, to make it seem like it's something harmless that they want for you dabbling into demonic witchcraft, Satanism, whatever. They want honey, they want candy and all of that. No, they don't. No, they don't. That's not what they're leading you up to sacrificing. So all of those people saying, oh, they just want oranges and apples and fruit and honey and they want some liquor. No, baby, no. And I've noticed that lately there's been a lot of push, especially on Black Americans, rather, to dabble into the ancestral religions and occult practices. On the back of my mind, I'm thinking, maybe that's how we ended up in slavery. And maybe that's why a lot of those African countries are still impoverished. You know, I was talking to an African person the other day. There's so much natural resources that Africa has in different parts of Africa, from their natural minerals to areas where they can grow fresh fruits, vegetables, and all of that, from the elements that they need to put in microchips for these cell phones and computer. Africa has it all, but their infrastructure there is messed up. They're in poverty in a lot of these countries. Maybe it's because you are dabbling in the occult, praying to these demons and devils that's putting themselves out as deities. Not that I'm here to preach, but it is what it is. There is only one God, the Most High God. So you sitting there creating these altars, making sacrifices, putting up fresh fruits, vegetables, liquor, and all of this other stuff. To me, it's ridiculous. Black Americans do not fall for this. It is trying to reconnect us to something that is what broke us away from the grace of God. And I would not start dabbling into that. A lot of these greedy celebrities want to trade their soul for fame and fortune, and they're naive enough to think that the devil is not going to collect his dues. So I don't know if Tamar is into the occult, if she is dibbling and dabbling with demonic entities or whatever. It seems like a growing trend. But if that's what caused her teeth to be bust out and her nose to be broken and her legs to be, or whatever is causing her mobility issues, If that's what had to happen to her, first of all, if this is true, what Storm is saying, Tamar knows better. She was raised better than this. So if she had to experience this as a lesson that she should not be dabbling in that, then I guess it's worth every tooth that she lost. It's worth every ounce of blood that she lost so she could wake up and turn away from this. Now, I don't know if this is true. This is just what is being alleged. And I will let Storm Monroe finish his thoughts on this. Because instead of her waking up in a pool of blood, she could have woke up in the fiery pits of hell. So the fact that she has lived to see another day, if she is into anything like this, she needs to get down on her knees and repent and cleanse herself from all of this. She knows better than to be dabbling in this stuff.
Some of them, you got to kill chickens, you got to kill cats, you got to kill goats. The really dark ones, human sacrifice, Moloch, child sacrifice. Like, the shit gets deep.